Okay. Let's see who this is for. Oh, that was a lot. Okay, all the cards dropped. So let's see what the cards say. Sometimes that happens and then they're just like, oh, I all want to be out. I don't know. Okay, so this is saying that this is the Mother card. She's our protector. She's the one that keeps us safe and keeps us away from can keep us away from harmful energy if we let her. So she's the one that tells us that something might not be right, and then if we listen or not listen, that's our choice, right? She's the one that's like that little voice in our head that's like, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this, and you're like, man, that's not right, or that's not real, I'm still gonna do it anyways. That's what she is. So she has a message for us today, and it's all about like learning to listen to her is what it is. So this is the Temple of the Learned, and she wants us to learn to listen to her. We do that through studying, which is this card. And she's like, so studying can look like a bunch of different ways. It can look like meditation. It can look like sitting with our thoughts or trusting our instincts or listening when she says, hey, don't do that. Or like just figuring out which prompting is her and not us. I think sometimes we get confused with that part of it. That's saying like, oh, was I like, am I actually, was that real? Or did I just think that, right? Or am I just telling myself this, or is it real, right? Is this something that she's trying to tell me or not? And so that's how we learn how to do that, is like fix those things in our head or trust our instincts or like trust that little voice that we hear, whatever it is. And the more we trust it, the more we learn that we're like, oh, okay, I can trust this. This is the right thing. And I think that's really hard to do, especially sometimes when you're like, okay, but nothing bad happened, right? Like I didn't do the thing and nothing bad happened. And that's the whole point. The whole point is she keeps us from bad things. And so we would rather have not had the bad thing happen than to have gone through the bad thing, whatever it is. I think we have those all the times, right? Like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that, and then we don't, and then we just go home and it's a nice peaceful day, and that's the whole point, right? We don't need to have those bad things to happen to us for us to learn. We can learn without those things by trusting our instincts. This is the Oath Singer. She represents power, honesty, forgiveness, and trusting ourselves. And so, which goes along with like what we've been saying this whole time, right? Is like learning to trust ourselves and learning to trust our instincts. Sometimes when we've gone through a lot of trauma or a lot of like other things, we think we can't trust our instincts because we think the instincts are the ones that brought us to that situation. But that's not usually true. It's usually us that brought us into that situation, not trusting our instincts, but like talking about it in our head and finding like logical things like, oh, well, that's not real, right? Or this didn't really happen, or this is just a feeling they can't really know, that type of stuff. And so it's bringing us back to learning to trust ourselves, learning to be more of ourselves and more happy. And it's going to bring us to, this does good. This is the Zen Grove. So it's going to help us be at more peace is what it's saying. It's what they're saying. We learn to trust. We learn to understand ourselves better and trust the powers that be or our spirit guides or whatever, that little voice, our instincts, whatever we want to call it. And then we'll be more at peace. We'll find the peace that we've been searching for such a long time that we feel like maybe we don't deserve or we didn't earn or anything like that, because peace is not something that's earned. Peace is something that is taught. It's something that's learned. We can find peace in all of our little pieces of life as long as we have learned how to do that. And that's what she wants to teach us today.